Today I would like to share with you one of the important and misunderstood concept in Vedanta philosophy and in Hinduism, that is moksha. I'm going to share with you the concept of moksha according to the Vedanta philosophy. Different schools of philosophy have different views about moksha. And even moksha has different names. It is said as nirvana by some school of philosophy. It is said as moksha by some others, and it's said as kaivalya moksha, freedom, liberation, and it is named in many ways. But many people are hesitant to hear this word itself because they connect moksha with life after death. Moksha, that is the life after death, is one part of moksha. But living with the knowledge is the main thing in moksha. That is, moksha is that knowledge which gives us freedom. Moksha is the real solution to the basic human problem, that is non-contentment. But many people connect this with life after death, or they believe that if they have this knowledge, then they will soon leave this body. Leaving this body, that is the death, is only according to the prarabdha karmas. We cannot postpone or prepone death. It is based on the our prarabdha karmas. And some people think that if we have this knowledge, then we become passive, without any desires. So all these are misconceptions and misunderstandings. Many schools of philosophy, they have different views, and some people feel that having the divine vision is moksha. And some people think that is the yogic philosophy, people who follow yoga philosophy, they think that taking this mind to the no mind state of kaivalya, nirvikalpa samadhi, that is moksha. And some people think enjoying a very happy life, that is moksha. But what Vedanta philosophy says is, moksha is that knowledge which gives us freedom, which makes us content, which makes us understand of our reality, makes us understand ourselves, so that this brings a drastic change in the way we view life and the way you view ourselves. Basically, there are four types of people in this world. They are the pamara, vishayi, sadhakas and siddhas. Pamara are the basic type of people who just go after pleasure and wealth, and they do not seek spirituality or moksha. They live a very instinctive way of life, and they are much after pleasure and wealth. And the second is the vishayi. They are a religious minded people, and they seek pleasure and wealth, but strictly based on dharma. They are religious minded people. They have a different view about moksha. And the third is the sadhakas. They seek moksha. They too go after wealth and pleasure, but very strictly based on dharma. They seek moksha and they involve in spirituality. And the fourth type of people are the highly elevated souls. They are the siddhas. They live as Satchidananda Brahma. So moksha is their ultimate thing, and they always live in that freedom. Among these four types of people, the pamara and the vishayi, they are not much particular about moksha. The sadhakas, they seek moksha, and the siddhas are already souls, emancipated souls. So these are the four types of people, and each type of people have their own view about moksha. Basically, what is moksha? It can be said as a freedom. Freedom from what? Freedom from samsara. So the next question in your mind will be, what is samsara? Samsara is a way of life. It is a way of life that we always have a non-content feeling. And to satisfy this, we go after external benefits. Sometimes it is satisfied, sometimes it is not. If it is satisfied, then for some time, for a very short time, we feel content. Again we feel non-content. Again we go after some desires, and this cycle goes on repeating. So always we are a non-content person. There are many factors which leads to this way of life. One or two of them are, the first thing is, we always have a fear and insecure feeling. This feeling of insecurity is always there in people who live some way of life, that is samsara. Sometimes we may feel or may fear or feel insecure that we do not have any money with us, we do not have any wealth. So we perform action, we earn wealth, more and more wealth, then again we feel insecure because someone else will hurt us and take away that wealth, or something bad may happen to that wealth. So the matter for fear and insecurity may change, but that emotion is always the same. This is samsara, this is maya. We always have a feeling of insecurity and fear in us. We may feel that if we have this position or if we have this much wealth, we may feel content and may feel fearless. But when we attain that, again, for a very short time, we may feel content or we may feel secure. Again, this feeling of insecurity happens in us. The next factor is we always have a feeling of greed and jealousy. When we are small, we are greedy for more chocolates or candies or for more toys. When we grow up, that same feeling will be there, but the matter will be different. It may be for wealth or for money. So the matter may change, the emotion is the same. That is maya, samsara. And another important fact in samsara is we always tend to hurt others, either physically or by verbally, or by any way we may hurt others, and we may condemn others, accuse others, degrade others. All these are due to the belief that we are different from them, and this is the feeling of inequality in mind. This is a very harmful value, and all this makes our life very miserable, and we live in delusion, in misery. So this is samsara. All these are the cause for all this is maya. When we understand about our nature, when we understand our real self, then all this will vanish away. So that is moksha, freedom while living. When we have knowledge, then we live with knowledge. That is jivan mukti. The consequence or the result of this knowledge is, after shedding this physical and subtle body, we exist as Satchit Ananta Brahma. That is the second part of that knowledge. The first benefit of the knowledge is we live with knowledge. This makes a very drastic change in the way we react to others, the way we feel inside. We may look as an ordinary person, or we may have involved in our transactional life. Without any breakage, we involve in transactional life, but the way we think about ourselves, the way we carry ourselves will be definitely different. Even when we face a failure in life, that may affect us, but not in the way it affects other people. We have a feeling of contentment in us that may gives us a very good feeling. So this is the use of knowledge. That is, when many people want to postpone this knowledge till old age, because they are always as I said earlier, they always connected with the life after death. But when we attain this knowledge even in a very young age, that helps in our life for a long time. So what leads us to this knowledge? It is when we perform actions purely based on dharma, we earn punya, that is virtue. And this virtue, we may not know about the actions, but the impressions of the actions in us, the impressions of the good actions in us, instigate us to gain this knowledge. So only by punya and by doing actions in the righteous actions at the right time, at the right place, for the right people, then that impression in us leads us to this knowledge. And this is not very easy to attain this knowledge. As I have said in many other videos, this knowledge easily slips from the mind. So we have to re-establish this knowledge by doing nididhyasana and shravana and manana and all this. So once when we establish this knowledge in our mind, it helps our life and it helps us to view life in a different way. So moksha is a freedom from that basic feeling, human feeling of non-contentment. When we understand ourselves, that is when we understand the reality, we mingle with this world in a very different way. It gives us complete freedom. So that's about moksha. It is one of the misunderstood concepts in spirituality. This is moksha according to Vedanta philosophy. Thank you for watching.